My name is Elena Moretti. I'm 13 years old, and I'm from Rome. 6 months ago, I lost both of my parents in a car accident. Since then, every day after school, I walk to a small church near the Vatican and sit in the very last pew. I don't go there to ask for anything. I just sit and miss them. I don't speak much at school. I don't cry at home. But in that pew, I can breathe. I can let my heart say what my mouth can't. One day, something happened. I was praying quietly, like I always do, and I felt someone sit beside me. I thought it was a priest, but when I opened my eyes, it was Pope Francis. He didn't say much. He just held my hand, and I whispered, "I just want them to know I miss them." And he said, "They hear you. Every time you sit here, heaven listens." Pause, tearful breath. Someone took a photo from behind. That photo went viral. People called me the girl in the last pew. But I'm not special. I'm just someone who loves deeply and found silence where I could still feel held. Tonight, I came here not for fame, but to sing the song I've been humming in my heart since the day they left. And if you've ever missed someone so much you couldn't speak, maybe you'll hear your own voice in mine.
Here's a wooden bench where I sit each day, far from the candles, far from the lights sway. I bring no offerings, no fancy prayer, just a broken heart in the silence there.
I don't kneel like the others do. I don't sing, I just make it through. But this quiet space at the back of the hall feels like the safest place of all.
I whisper names that no one hears, fold my hands and hide my tears. But every tear I cry feels known, like heaven carved a space of its own.
The stained glass colors dance on stone, but I sit still, I sit alone.
Each window glows like memories, and everyone brings back a piece of me.
Were you in the last pew? I find my place, where echoes feel like warm embrace. I close my eyes, and though they're gone, their love still sings, it still lives on. God walks slowly down the aisle too, and he sits with me in the last pew. One day, someone sat right there in the quiet without a stare.
He held my hand, no words, no fame, but his silence spoke my parents' names.
It was the Pope, they later said, but he felt like peace beside my dread. He knelt down low, just like a friend, like he knew the pain I couldn't defend. He told me heaven hears my voice, that even stillness makes a choice, to trust, to hope, to softly grieve. And in that pew, I learned to believe. Now I sit with more than loss. With every Sunday, I count the cost.
But in the quiet, I feel their light, and I know I'll see them again someday in white.
Nowhere in the last pew I found my grace. I thought faith meant raising.
Elena, there are some performances that I'll never forget. But what you just did before you even sang in our room, that I also believe something with truth. You shared your pain and turned it into peace, into something we could all feel. Oh, when you said you don't speak much, I believed you. But I also believe something else now. When you do speak, that the world listens and your song. And a reminder that sometimes the most sacred places are the quiet ones, are that chorus. God sits with me. In the last pew, I want to, it's going to stay with me for a long time. Because we've all had our version of that pew. We've all been there. And you gave a voice to every person who thought they were forgotten. Arlena, what happened to you? No child should ever have to go through. But have to go through. Have to go to say goodbye. You remind us of grief. Doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just sits down, folds its hands, and sings us. And I hope you know this stage, this audience, this world, we see you now. You are not the girl in the last pew anymore, not you were the voice from the altar. And you just blessed us all tonight.